me with a question. Yeah.
Of course I am. And the second question is, under items pending for consideration, you have the joint and several liability again. I thought
Right.
that was taken out of the budget for good reason. Are they planning to try that again?
Right. We're referring to, again, on the items pending for consideration page, there's a subject that's called joint and several liability. And this is an item that was originally proposed by Governor Doyle as part of the state budget. And fortunately, from my perspective, it was removed from the budget. And now there is talk about bringing it back as a separate legislative matter. And specifically in the Senate, a couple of Senate Democrats are proposing it as a separate bill.
What possible justification is there for that?
Well, and I'd ask people to give that some thought, because you can tell me if there's justification for this or what your thoughts would be in regard to justification. Under current state law, you have to be at least 51% liable of an accident to be pulled into the responsibility for paying for an accident. So you have to be at least 51% liable, and then you could be tied into the cost. Under the governor's proposal, that liability level would have been dropped down to 1%. So if you were 1% liable, you could then be 100% liable for all the costs of an automobile accident. And basically, in a couple of other states that do that, for instance, let's say a flower shop and their delivery truck is driving down 8th Street, and two unrelated cars have an accident, but that flower truck is on 8th Street, and one of the drivers in an accident could say, well, I looked over and I saw that flower truck. Then the flower truck could be at least 1% liable, and because that flower truck that's connected to a business might have a little deeper pocket, that small business or that person could become 100% liable for the insurance, for the accident that they had nothing to do with. Most people say that it's really kind of more of a policy that would lead towards increased litigation and to more legal kind of challenges in the state. And some have suggested that maybe it was included in the budget for trial attorneys and for the benefit that the legal system would see more than anybody insured would see. But I don't know. To be honest, I have not yet had one good. I actually wrote the governor on this, because when I first heard about it, I actually kind of started to laugh. And I said, you can't be serious. This can't be in the state budget, and it can't be being considered for law. And I quickly learned that, yes, it was in the state budget. And then I immediately contacted the governor's office asking him to explain why we would go to this type of a policy. To be honest, I've never gotten a response from him, nor from anybody who is supportive of joint and several as to why we would do that. And maybe some others have ideas out there, but I haven't learned of any yet. So, Carl.